With nearly 40 different contacts available in GTA Online, it's become clear to me that the virtual character that I play has more friends than I do. However, how many of these so-called friends are actually there when we need them? And how many of them are just acquaintances we wish we could block? Well, today we're going to cover every single contact and rank them on the features they offer and how they respond to us phoning them. To start, we have 10 contacts that never pick up the phone. These 10 people will only ever try to contact us, and when we try and reciprocate the action, we're left with the dial tone. Personally, these were difficult to rank, but Junk Energy just has to be at the very bottom, because they only ever contact us to let us know about their time trials and skydiving events, and most of the time it's just through a simple text. It's the exact same story with Malk, a character who occasionally phones us for whatever reason every once in a blue moon. As for Paige, there's very few times we actually even have a conversation with her, and typically they're very short, so there wasn't really much to go off of. KDJ texts us occasionally, though his partner Sasanta typically covers the communication aspect of our business dealings, so he's not too important in our contacts list. The only thing Bryony is good at is letting us know when we unlock something new in the Arena Workshop. And let's be honest, if someone is still grinding the Arena Workshop stuff, there's a good chance you already know exactly what you're grinding for and exactly what point it'll unlock. Wendy occasionally texts us regarding our arcade and adjacent business dealings, though again, doesn't offer much support in that regard. Laszlo might be a well-known character, though he plays a very small role in our nightclub, and therefore only texts us a small amount. Again, not answering the phone when we call him. Now, some people might think that less texts are better, but in the case of English Dave, the only texts we really get from him are the one-off missions that can lead us to getting a free vehicle, which I think is pretty beneficial. Tom Connors occasionally has similar missions with the casino available for us, or he's just asking us if we want champagne. Want champagne? 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 Shut the fuck up! Which leads us to our last contact that doesn't like to be phoned, and that's LJT. Now, I know that in a recent video I shit on LJT a lot. Back in the day, the most annoying person was LJT.
Hey, public it's LJT.
However, since he stopped phoning us and changed to text messages, he's become a lot more bearable. The only times that he really phones us nowadays is to let us know that our business is being raided, or if there's any major changes to our biker businesses. So as annoying as business raids are, it's nice to know when they're getting raided so we don't just lose all of our stock and not realize it for 4 to 10 business days.
Wait, hold up.
This man, Mr. Maywood, he's about to make a big mistake.
Look at this dumbass.
Now, I recently messaged Sasanta,
Hey yo, what you need?
who is a very annoying character. However, phoning her does give you the option to cancel whichever auto shop contract you currently have active, allowing you to reshuffle the selection. This can be very helpful for those wanting to enjoy these missions who really only want to grind the best paying ones.
Hello? Am I talking to myself out here?
Now, Charlie doesn't normally contact us, though when we contact him, the only option available is to request a job from him,
Yo, it's me.
which is a very common use for many of these contacts. That being said, Charlie's missions aren't utilized by majority of players since their release, making this pretty pointless.
Read out.
Now, you're probably wondering, how did I rank these contacts that we're able to phone if it wasn't just based on what they offer us? Well, I also phoned each person twice, back to back. Both times I phoned them, stayed on the line until they said something because I was wasting their time, and then hung up. I then scored each response on what they answered, what they said waiting, and what they said when they hung up on how unique, interesting, and funny those responses were. With that said, emergency services might have more unique uses than anything previously mentioned, but they only have one automatic response every single time you phone them.
Hello, this is 911. What emergency service do you require?
And if you keep them on the line, they'll just eventually hang up, which is concerning for a 911 operator. Gerald is similar to Charlie, as you can only request contact missions that you've completed from him before.
Hey, what can I do for you?
However, his responses were just a tad better.
Hey, fool, what you want?
Many players have expressed their annoyance with Jamal.
What's good?
Now, personally, I don't find him that annoying, though he doesn't have many uses, as all you can do is cancel your current salvage yard mission. And to be honest, those don't take so long, so you really have no reason to cancel it. Just go finish the last 2 setups and get the car.
Is this like a work call or?
Dax is another character who falls in the annoying category for some.
Hello, fresh meat.
However, he does give you the option to request miscellaneous drug wars missions and has more unique responses and dialogue.
Sorry, spaced out. What?
which did bump him up slightly.
See you around. Hello. How can I help you?
Martin is the same way, only allowing you to access contact missions, though he does get fairly annoyed when you leave him hanging.
Are you messing with me? Is this respectful? Is it? Call me back when you have grown in mind.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oscar only allows you to cancel the new Oscar Guzman file missions, but again, he has the occasional funny response.
Did you just want to hang out, or...
Johan is a very dedicated employee of the nightclub and allows you to request nightclub goods on the fly,
Hey, boss.
which is useful for those who like to grind this business, as it's one of the few businesses with this on-the-go option.
Hello? Boss?
Lamar might come as a surprise this far down the list, but we have to remember that he only offers one use, and that's the ability to call muggers on other players.
What's going on?
Now sure, this can lead to some pretty hilarious moments, and he has some sweet responses,
I ain't got all day.
though it just wasn't enough to bump him past 19th place.
Give me a call when you made up that tiny little mind of yours.
Simeon doesn't have many uses. When we phone him, it only allows us to request contact missions, though he does let us know what vehicles are in the dealership and what his export list is for the day, making it slightly more useful than average.
Hey, what's up?
Tony also only allows us to request missions regarding the nightclub, and his responses are above average.
Come on. You know I hate the sound of no one talking.
Pavel might not have many uses, as you can only cancel your current Cayo Perico heist when phoning him.
Capitan, what can I do for you?
However, with him being a fan favorite and his level of usefulness to guide us through the Cayo Perico heist, it felt fitting that he would place fairly well.
Capitan, can you hear me?
Aside from Lamar, Imani is one of the first contacts who has more unique uses, though I think they're underutilized.
Shoot.
She's our first contact who allows us to appear off the radar. However, her version of this feature allows you a small radius on the map, where you can't be seen. And this area doesn't move with you, it's set on the map.
You there?
However, she does have some very lackluster conversation skills.
Peace.
The downtown cab company is similar to the emergency services, as they don't offer much aside from requesting a taxi that could potentially be used as a type of fast travel.
A car has been sent. Should be with you soon.
However, they do answer the phone in a cheery and delightful way.
Hey, what do you want?
Ron allows us to request hangar missions to grind that business, which is another great way to grind a business on the fly without having to call your terabyte or visit your hangar.
Hello? Can I help you? Maybe call back when you've grown a brain.
Brendan here, captain of the ship.
The yacht captain has a fair amount of minor uses, allowing you to start yacht missions and request a land, air, and aquatic vehicle, specifically a boat. That being said, the yacht captain only speaks upon answering the phone and doesn't say anything when you leave him on the line or hang up. Coming in at a surprising 11th place is Brucey,
Yo, what can I do for you?
who doesn't offer barely any assistance aside from the heavily underused bull shark testosterone.
Hello? That person? Hello?
However, his voice lines and dialogue are absolutely hilarious and speak volumes of his character.
Okay, well you're creepy and weird. And that's why I love you.
Our office assistant has a few unique features, allowing us to request a helicopter that can be used as a type of fast travel to our various warehouses, as well as being able to retrieve our cars from the impound, although I'm not sure if I've ever seen anyone use this.
You're through to HQ.
A nice contact we have is Mutt,
Hello.
and although many people don't utilize his features, he does allow you to check the supply level of your acid lab and resupply it just by phoning him,
Did you get that?
which is an added benefit for this already top-tier solo business. However, his conversational skills
Talk soon.
aren't very great.
I'm waiting.
Agent 14 is a very busy man, and he makes it clear when you leave him on the line for too long.
I'm pretty busy here, so...
That being said, he does allow us to request bunker supply missions, as well as a handful of land vehicles including the bunker caddy, which can only be obtained outside the bunker in this way.
Don't waste my time.
Merriweather, for all your private security needs. How can I help?
Merriweather has a much longer list of features available, allowing you to call mercenaries, request ammo and weapons, or to request a backup helicopter or boat pickup, making it more useful than your yacht captain.
Call back soon.
Now, Franklin contacts us a lot for a lot of various things,
Hey, partner.
but when we phone him, the most important features are the security contracts and assassination payphone missions. Aside from that, he allows us to request a VIP vehicle and weapons, and has some decent voice lines.
Hey, what's going on over there? Alright, shit, see you later.
Miss Baker is similar to Agent 14, being very busy.
Hey, how can I help?
but has the added benefit of limousine fast travel, which again is fairly underutilized in today's game.
You there?
You can also request various vehicles and casino work while on the phone with her.
I'm a busy woman, okay?
In 4th place, we start to move into the most used contacts in the game, starting with Pegasus, which allows you to call a plethora of your own vehicles and has been improved over the years.
Hello, you're through to Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help?
That being said, it's probably fairly underutilized compared to something like your mechanic, which we'll touch on soon.
Call again. Goodbye.
In 3rd place, we have Moore's Mutual Insurance.
Morse Mutual. We're here to help.
Now sure, this only has one use, and if you're a GTA Plus member, you can do this from the app. However, if it weren't for MMI, we would be paying a lot more in vehicle replacements, making them a complete necessity in GTA Online.
With Morse, it's mutual.
Now, you've probably already put together which 2 contacts are left. So, which one wins? From my research, the best and most useful contact in GTA Online is Lester.
Hi. What service are you looking for?
Now, he does offer the ability to request jobs, but he also allows us to remove our wanted level, turn the cops blind eye, and appear off their radar, as well as set a bounty and reveal players on the map.
I'm not quite this bored and lonely. Speak.
He also has some of the most iconic voice lines in the game, which put him ahead of the mechanic.
Hello, is anybody there? I'm tracking this call, you know. Call me back when you've figured out how that brain of yours works.
Now, let's talk about the mechanic for a second. How does the mechanic only get 2nd place when we use him so frequently?
You're through to your garage. You, need me to bring you a ride?
Well, the main reason is because when you boil it down, the mechanic only has one use, to request and deliver our cars. Now sure, this is a huge feature that the game would be incomplete without, though we have to keep in mind all of the factors, and unfortunately, Johnny on the Spot was only good for 2nd place.
Okay, I got stuff to do.
But if you have any other disagreements with this ranking, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all next week.